In the previous episode, I sailed from Cape Town to St. Helena on a slightly curving track using the southeasterly trades and enjoyed a few days exploring this remarkable and famous island. Here I sail a comparable distance of about 1,700 miles west-northwest to the islands of Fernando de Noronha off the eastern tip of Brazil, as shown in this image from my iSailor chart plotter. Unlike many cruises, I chose not to visit Namibia on the way from Cape Town, as I have been there several times by land, and the possibility of dense fog along that coast without radar was unappealing. And on this leg, I chose not to go to Ascension Island on the mid-Atlantic ridge, marked here as Cat Hill, as the British make visa access difficult, the dinghy access is dangerous, and there is not much to do there, so instead made a beeline to Fernando de Noronha. Now it's Saturday, March 15th. I left St. Helena last night about 8 o'clock. Just broad reached with the jib for a while, just getting north, away from the island, etc. And now this morning, we've got what's going to be our default setup for the rest of the 2 to 3 weeks to Fernando de Noronha. It's the same distance as Cape Town to St. Helena, 1,700 miles. So we've got the staysail to port pulled out and the jib to starboard. And it's pretty stable, very rolly, but we're used to that. Oh, it's Tuesday the 18th already. I've been sailing nice and slowly for the last 2-3 days. I moved the jib over to port side and the staysail to starboard. Normally I have the main like this covered up but way poled out to port. But right now we're having a little bit of fun. We are being caught by Bounty with Sana and Wim on board. So I'm going to turn around and show that in a moment. And here they are. This is Bounty. It's a Halberg Rassi 49. Sana has been paid to deliver it from Cape Town to Amsterdam. And her crew is Wim. He's on the front there in the white shirt. And they're looking good. Full main. And it looks like it's not really a Genoa. It looks like it's a maybe 100% jib like mine. Pulled out to port. Nice. They're going to come very slowly past us because they're actually only doing 1 knot more than us. They left a day after us, and now it's the end of day 4, and they have, well, they wouldn't have caught us today. I slowed down for 5-6 hours to let them catch up. Here they come. The mainsail on Bounty has in-mast furling, hence the lack of battens or any roach, and their foresail is indeed a Genoa, not 100% jib as I thought. And here is their picture of us as they sailed by, me content with only head sails and not bothering with my mainsail. It is hard to work on projects while sailing as the boat moves a lot, and one task I could do is sewing. So I made up a not quite accurate version of my local sailing club burgee, Clinton Lake Sailing Association in East Central Illinois. All right, it's Friday the 21st of March. So this evening we will have been on this passage for a week. We're still not quite halfway there. We will be tomorrow night. So it's taken a little bit longer, but that's because the wind has been relatively light. You can see it's not strong now, probably 10 to 15 knots. We're doing 4 to 5. But a lovely blue sky, trade wind day, nice puffy clouds. Hasn't always been like that. Most mornings have been cloudy and weak squalls until mid-morning or even midday before it clears up. The last 2 days have been like this, and so the stars have been excellent at night. I now have the Big Dipper to starboard in the north, and I have the Southern Cross port in the south at around about midnight, and Orion, which starts out high above us, setting in front of us by then. And it's a half moon tonight, so the half moon will come up at midnight. So it's all good. And I'll just show you the sails. I have changed one thing. I have moved the boom over to starboard side, attempt to balance out a little bit with just the staysail on that side. That seems to have helped. But we still roll like crazy. Anyway, sailing, let's see, what would I call this? West, west, northwest, which is what we need to do to get to Fernando. I am going to watch the sun go down the last little bit right now and try to keep the camera on. I see some clouds there. Gone. Oh well. We're not going to get the green flash tonight. Just enough clouds to mess it up. Here we are halfway through this passage, which for the first time also involved noddies resting on the boat at night. Unlike the earlier red-footed boobies in the Pacific Ocean that preferred to sit on the pulpit or the lifelines, these noddies preferred to land on flat surfaces. In this case, a brown noddy on the solar panel, and here a black noddy on the end of the boom. Tonight, the noddy situation is getting out of control. Number one. Number two, hiding behind there. Number three, behind the oranges. Number four, over here, looking very cute, leaving poop. And then we have numbers 5, 6, and 7, and number 8. This is crazy. Hey there, number 2. It's Monday, the 24th of March. Yesterday was a ridiculously slow day. We did 75 miles. It's an average of 3 knots. And it was so lumpy and so light that the jib was just banging all the time. I couldn't stand it. Plus I need that jib later and I've already got one tear in it. So, what to do? I decided to leave the staysail up to starboard and put the small staysail up on port and put them on the same baby stay in the middle there, so there's no gap between them. And then to keep the baby stay pulled out, because I don't have 2 whisker poles, I put the spinnaker pole between the 2 clews. And that has worked remarkably well. I'm pretty pleased with that setup. Very stable, doesn't bang, no noise, and in the breeze is decent, gives us 3 to 4, when it's light 2 to 3. So anyway, I think we're getting enough breeze now that I can revert to the jib. And just like that, there's the jib up again. And to my surprise, is exposed enough to draw reasonably well. When it collapses like that, it doesn't refill with a massive bang. It just kind of ruffles back. Gives us an extra knot. This is very good. We have a noddy. He's performing spectacularly, sitting on the front pilot vane. Unfortunately, its weight is causing us to go way one side and then way the other side like that. Which is not good. So I'm going to have to chase it off. But, oh my goodness. They're tenacious. Oh, it's Tuesday, March 25th, 6:30 a.m. Wow, what a sunrise. We haven't seen anything like this. There's high, thin clouds today, giving us all the color. Normally there's just the low grey and puffy trade wind clouds like these guys. Very pretty. Well, it's Wednesday, March 26th, and we finally have the kind of day that I would have expected for trade winds. Actually, that's not true. It's been 2 days. We've had decent wind. Actually had the main and the jib up for a while, but now just happy with the staysail and the jib. Doing 5 to 7. And it is a gorgeous blue sky day. Goodness me. We've had, what, at least 7 days now. With no squalls, no rain, blue skies. It's really gorgeous. About 450 miles to go now. So there's a good chance we'll make it in on Monday, which was my plan, my hope for this trip. It's Thursday, 27th of March. Sunrise. We have one brown noddy left. Everybody left around about 6, first light. I don't know what's wrong with this dude. But man, oh man, did they make a mess of sea change. There were 16 brown noddies. That's just the top of the Dodger. Ay, 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 ay. Anyway, we had nice breeze all night. We made lots of progress. An incredibly beautiful blue sky day again. I have no idea why these noddies were landing on us on this passage and never before, and only occasionally up the rest of the South Atlantic. Another novel feature of this passage was regular sightings of large pink Portuguese men-of-war, but my attempts to catch one with my fish landing net failed as their long tentacles pulled them out of it. Well, it's Saturday, 29th of March, and wow, this has been a long passage. It was very slow today. 2 to 3 knots with just the 2 staysails up together on the baby stay. But now we've got a breeze, so I've added the jib. And without the pole out, it doesn't slam as much, so I'm hoping that'll work. If it doesn't, well, I'll just take the staysails down and have a jib alone. But I have a beautiful sunset. Very nice. Never quite a clear sky to the horizon. There's always clouds right at the horizon, so haven't seen a green flash this year, or at least this passage. On Sunday, March 30th, late afternoon. Yeah, we're 30 miles away from Fernando de Noronha. I can just see it on the horizon. It's not going to show on the camera here, but so there's a 3,000 foot high spire, rocky spire, and I can just see it. Anyway, it's been a very slow day. Now we got a little bit of breeze. We're going to get in, I don't know, after midnight. We're only doing about 3 knots. And before that happens, there's a good chance we're going to get wet. There is a squall back there chasing us. Oh well, that's the way it goes. Monday the 31st, I made it to Fernando de Noronha. Oh yeah, it was a bit of a struggle. Tried to anchor at 1 a.m. right where I am now. The anchor chain was totally jammed. So I drifted out to sea and got 2 hours sleep, and then fought with it through the anchor locker in the V-berth. I had to pull almost the entire chain out into the V-berth. It had somehow piled over. Anyway, we got 6 boats here. There's the iconic spire of Fernando de Noronha. Cannonball over there is a monster race boat. Gosh. And in front here is Bounty. My first meal ashore is often a steak, having eaten mostly fish on passage, albeit this one at a cafe on the beach at the harbour was not that good. Fernando de Noronha is a vacation spot for well-off Brazilians, and the primary means of transport beyond a limited cheap bus service was to rent a beach buggy, which Sana's crew did for an exploration of more of the island. Our goal was Marinho National Park on the south side of the island. the port of Santo Antonio being on the northeast corner of it. This is one of the beaches in the park, accessed via a steep trail down the surrounding cliff. There were lots of yellow land crabs on the rocks, and we also spotted a moko, also known as a rock cavy, a tailless rodent introduced from the mainland. And there were many sea turtle nests marked with stakes high up on the beach. Well, it's kind of a grey day, but these massive cliffs here, we had to climb down a set of stairs to this beach where there's lifeguards and you're not allowed to swim because it's high swell coming in. So we're just walking the beach. It's pretty, but it's a shame that it's overcast, even raining maybe. Lots of white noddies, lots of boobies, red-footed boobies. Pretty neat. And here's the crew. This is Kun on the left, Sana's new crew, Sana in the middle, and Wim on the right. The next day we returned for a long hike to a lighthouse and viewpoints over the southwest end of the island, using a rather rough and steep rock-paved track to reach the trailhead.
Yeah.
We're walking through this this curtain of aerial roots from the trees above this totally moist path. Yeah, it's really a cool place. We're hiking to a lighthouse. 2.5 kilometers there, 2.5 kilometers back. It is hot and sweaty, but it's cloudy, so it's not too bad. We're at this viewpoint after the lighthouse. These lizards are all over us, hoping for a little handout.
Rosemary cracker.
But yeah, it's a heck of a view. This is all the way down to Morro Pico down there. That's the big volcanic plug, and our boats are just underneath it. And like this is the southwest end of the island. Pretty rugged and you can't get out there. So this is the end of the walk. And we have an iguana of some kind, and in the background we have a cattle egret from Africa. I have a feeling people feed this guy.
Oh yeah.
These massive caves and rocks here, the waves go through them and make a roar you hear all night. And then there you could hear it. And then there's the Morro Pico. It's hot. Oh, we had 2 days of rain, and now it's absolutely gorgeous weather for today. This is, I think it's Wednesday, April 2nd? Is that right? Yes. Look here, there's all these frigate birds circling around here. Lots and lots of them in the thermals and above the hills. And this bay is gorgeous, a lovely beach, nobody on it. But what I wanted to show is this rock in the middle here. That's where we went on a dive this morning, and then later on another rock pinnacle which doesn't break the surface out in the bay. Very, very nice. Lovely weather today. You can see there's thunderstorms forming, but nothing serious, not like the rain yesterday. Here are a few final views of the harbour and its beach, with our boats anchored outside, and a final picture with Sana at the welcome sign above the beach, the last I would see of her and her crew as they would sail directly to the Caribbean, while I returned to sea change for the next long leg to Îles du Salut, off French Guiana, about 1,400 miles away.